one of our first producers when I set up the company. I sort of went to see them, and they produce a mature cheddar cheese, a waxed cheddar cheese. They were wasting so much of this liquid, this product. So they thought, what can we do with it? There must be something that we can do. And they distill it and started making U.K.'s first pure milk vodka. Um,
Welcome to the fifth episode of the 12 Days of Christmas Joy interview series. You are in the right place if you love food and need some inspiration and joy in your life. And today, I'm really excited to be joined by Daniel Smith, founder of Barbary Hill, exceptional foodie gifts from independent UK food producers. Hello, Daniel. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, good morning. It's brilliant to be with you. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
So it all began, I believe, in the summer of 2020 when Dan had a thirst for English cider. He wanted to buy handcrafted cider to enjoy at home and buy directly from the farm where it was produced. He searched and searched online for one particular cider producer he'd previously bought from, yet the website was impossible to locate and ordering online wasn't easy. Slightly frustrated and still thirsty, he decided it was time to take things into his own hands and make buying from premium independent producers easy, fast, and reliable. And so Barbary Hill was born. Barbary Hill is a company on a mission to support independent producers who share the values of Barbary Hill with a desire to bring exceptional food and drink to customers. And in 2022, Barbary Hill were proudly shortlisted by the Federation of Small Business for Startup Business of the Year regional finalist. Congratulations, Dan. That must have felt great.
It did. It certainly did. And those awards or accolades really helped to pay off the hard work along the way. So that was lovely recognition of everything that we were doing and striving, still strive for as well.
And I must ask you, what is it about cider that you love so much? Because it's got quite a poignant place in your history.
Well, that was yeah, it does have a poignant place in our history, and actually, it was very much about the sort of time and seasonality as well. So I don't know if you remember the summer of sort of that early summer of 2020. Most of us were locked down at home or sort of sat in our gardens. And I was thinking about this business I wanted to start, and I had no idea what I wanted to do at all. I just knew I wanted to sort of start a brand and grow it and scale it, and something that was aligned with my values. That was the most important thing. And I was sort of sat in the garden, and it was baking hot, and I'd sort of got to the sort of latter stage of the afternoon. I just thought I need a really lovely, crisp, dry English cider and tried ordering this sort of cider on my phone. And the website wasn't mobile enabled. It was just such a pain. I thought there's got to be an easier way of doing this. So that really was a moment when I thought, yeah, there could be, it's that sort of penny drop moment. There could be something in this, and here we are, sort of over 4 years later, and still going and growing. So it's great.
Yeah, it's fabulous to see. And so I noticed on your website you've got a lovely mix of food and drink. So you obviously have this love of great food and drink. And where does that come from? Is that
Um, I really don't know. I've just always, perhaps, sort of instilled in me, sort of growing up, this idea of sort of, quality over quantity, transparency. My first job, I think when I was sort of 15, 16, was working on the local farm. We used to have our milk delivered straight from the farm when we were children. So
wow?
it was those things probably about sort of knowing where your food comes from and fewer miles traveled
Yes,
are
yeah.
really really important factors. And the product and discovering the product is a huge motivation. I'm really lucky. I get to travel around the UK. I taste all of the products in person. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. Um, and I'm really passionate about that. But I think probably the biggest passion is also the people. I'm invited into people's homes, or their sort of, their kitchens, their vineyards, their dairies, where they work, wherever it might be. But actually, sort of meeting those people, understanding what motivates them, and understanding, really taking the time to understand their business, is a joy and a sort of privilege, really. That's what I absolutely love. So yeah.
Yeah, I was when I was thinking about what, about your job, and I thought, gosh, I have this image of you traveling around and having these great little adventures, or, and coming across these amazing artisan producers. I'm thinking in the middle of the countryside somewhere and thinking, oh,
Yeah.
it's a nice job, isn't it?
No, I'm really, really, really lucky, and yeah, that's the best bit. That's the bit sort of I really really enjoy. But it's, in any small business, it's about every day is sort of genuinely different. And that variety of, I wish I could be seeing the producers every day and sort of, t tasting the products, but the reality is it just isn't like that. And particularly at a time like Christmas, it's all hands to the
Yeah.
pump here, and making sure that we get all of the orders out to our lovely customers. So
Yeah, so
that's our focus right
they can
now.
enjoy all of your lovely food. Yes, so I've had, yeah, you have some amazing hampers on your website. They look absolutely fabulous. I think they must make really good gifts for people. And I think also, if you're like going to visit somebody at Christmas and you want to take something, not necessarily like a gift as in, but then that's a really nice thing to sort of take along, isn't it, when you're visiting friends or family?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's really the sort of the core of our business is gifting. We have lots of customers that sort of do order for their own self treats and self gifting, but the majority of it is gifting, friends, family, thank yous, birthdays, and of course Christmas is our busiest time of the year. And I think it's sort of, if you believe in supporting small, if you believe in sort of quality, and thoughtful gifts, then they do make lovely presents. And we're really lucky. We've got sort of so many, loyal customers already, and people keep coming back. So we're so
Lovely.
happy about that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good. That's testament to the fact that you're doing something right, isn't it? When people come back
I
from.
hope so. Yeah.
And you very kindly give all of our listeners a discount code, Shay Becky. So we'll put the link and everything below this video so everyone can grab that information if they
Yeah, please do. Yeah, we'd
like.
love for your viewers to sort of to try us out, and
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so please make use of that.
And I'm interested to know, so why do you feel it's really important for us to support these small artisan food producers? Is that because it seems you seemed very passionate about that?
Well, I just think it's incredibly important. I sort of see all aspects of our business, and part of that is, sort of the supply and paying all of our suppliers. And as I say, I meet each of them individually, and I know the reality is that when we're paying them for their sort of goods, that is sort of, you know, paying a mortgage or feeding a family. And it really is as simple as that. So yeah, it's interesting. I sit there when I'm sort of doing our payment runs. I see all of the money leaving our leaving our bank account, but actually, I know it's sort of, that's exactly why we started to
Yeah.
to to make sure that, yeah, that's what this business is sort of founded on. So yeah, it's incredibly important. It is sort of putting it right in the hands of, people who sort of need it and deserve it. And that's the thing, really. I think the producers that we have, the way I sort of frame it in my mind is that you won't find them in the supermarkets, but they really deserve to be in the spotlight. you know,
Yes, yeah.
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think it's the quality, isn't it? Because they tend to be the food is produced on quite a small scale. You just get that really lovely quality of food, don't you? Which is, I think really a really lovely thing to do.
Yeah, and it's we speak to our producers all of the time, and it's not unusual that we could speak to somebody sort of who's been up since particularly at this time of year, sort of 3 o'clock in the morning making cheese, to make sure they're getting all of their orders out. That sort of level of commitment and passion and belief in the product and
Yeah,
what they're doing. It makes our job so easy to talk about because it's the best learning really. They're the true sort of experts, the people that make the products. They have a sort of this absolute belief in what they're producing, why they're producing, and why they're producing it. And really, we're sort of a middleman. We help them find the customers, and
yes, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, nice, fabulous. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask you this. Do you have a favorite brand? I mean, is that a bit like asking if you've got a favorite child?
It is a bit. It is a bit. I often sort of go. I often sort of go round in my mind, sort of thinking about the different products, and it is a bit. Because I sort of have a love of them all. We do have one in particular, which was one of our first producers when I set up the company. I sort of went to see them, and they produce a mature cheddar cheese, a wax cheddar cheese, which is long aged. It's aged for over 12 months in the wax, and it gives it a lovely sort of rich, tangy flavor. But one of the things that I love, and it's a great example of some of the work and the sort of sustainability initiatives that our producers have, that when you're making cheese, the liquid that comes off the cheese, the whey, they were wasting so much of this liquid, this product. So they thought, what can we do with it? There must be something that we can do. And they distill it and started making the U.K.'s first pure milk vodka. From this waste product, they make another exceptional artisan product, which is really
Amazing.
growing in popularity. So often when we're sort of hosting events or tastings, you can taste the cheese and you can taste the vodka at the same time, and they're both from the same milk. And
That's
that
amazing.
yeah, that's a particular favorite. But no, I love them all very much.
No, so now we're coming up to Christmas, and like you, I love seasonal food, and especially Christmas food. Christmas is food for me.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite Christmas, thing that you eat at Christmas? Christmas recipe?
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so much. I love it all. I think probably it's the leftovers for me. The sort of Boxing Day
Yeah,
breakfast, sort of meats and cheeses and chutneys and pickles, and that sort of grazing, I think, sort of picking and grazing. My brother-in-law actually makes the sort of most unbelievable bubble and squeak on Boxing Day morning. Don't tell him I told you this, it's sort of his trademark, and we all really look forward to that and sort of using up those things, making sure they're not going to waste. And
yeah,
they're sort of so versatile. You could make another, you could make a turkey curry. You could just have a delicious sandwich, bubble and squeak. Sort of those things are probably my
absolutely.
favorite.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
I love all of the cold leftovers the next day. Absolutely.
yeah,
Brilliant. Oh,
yeah.
well, thank you so much for being here today, Dan. It's been so lovely to talk to you, and I wish
Pleasure.
you a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, wishing you a really Merry Christmas, and to your viewers and everybody watching a really happy Christmas too.